Now I have to set the camera again.
There's no setting, just put it down.
I have to.
It's nice, Sha.
I know.
I don't know why you're complaining. Yeah, it's very nice.
You think?
The back is even nicer than
Thank
the front, so maybe you should put the back in the front.
No, I can't. Leave me alone. She's bullying me and she just made me stop the video for no reason. I'm leaving this in here so that you know.
So anyway, today we're talking about something very personal, you know. We're talking about it before the camera came. I'm like, let's do a YouTube video and actually, you know, talk about this.
Okay.
So the thing that we're talking about is that is cheating a deal breaker? Is it?
Yes or no?
Yes or no? It's not a yes or no. Listen, you have to really think about it because, fam,
I feel like it's great. It depends on the person. First of all, before marriage, absolutely.
So we're talking about cheating in marriage. Well, it has to be marriage content.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're boyfriend and girlfriend, it's very easy. Please just let him go. It's not that deep.
Yeah, exactly.
Marriage content is cheating a deal breaker. Once the person cheat, is it a d'abord?
Yeah.
Au revoir.
Yes. If he's been a serial cheater, and it's not just been one occasion where he cheated, he confessed, you forgave him, and then he kept on cheating.
How many cheaters will come and confess, babe, I cheated? I mean, never confess ever.
If it's, I feel like, because it can become abusive and very toxic, because you're always expecting to catch them. They're always hiding from you. There's no transparency in the relationship. So in that situation, yes, it's a deal breaker. If it's a one-off, let's say he accidentally slipped.
I don't know what
he accidentally slipped and put his penis in someone else. You know, whatever the lingo is or however it goes, maybe, you know, with God's grace.
But why are we assuming? Because now you just said, you know, accidentally pulled his thingy in. Why are we assuming it's a guy to, you know, it could be the other way around?
I don't feel like.
And you know what? I feel like a lot of women cheat.
I don't feel like women cheat accidentally.
Oh yes, but women.
If a woman cheats on you, she knows what she's doing.
She's full on, you know, she's planned it.
She knows. There's no way. I'm sorry. There's no way you don't know what you're doing, because there are stages to cheating. Before you now off your bra and your pant and enter somebody else's bed.
You know exactly. You've planned in your head.
It's either you've planned or you know that you're lacking the needs that you have, like you're lacking in some sort of basic needs that you have, and they're not being met. So you begin to look and you begin to enjoy where it's coming from. So even if it got heated and you got frustrated and it happened, you've been thinking about getting your needs met somewhere else for a while. Women don't just cheat. It's men that do mindless behavior like that. I'm sorry.
I'm not sexist. I don't know exactly what she's talking about, but you know. So it's cheating a deal breaker in the marriage content, yeah?
Yes.
So by the way, Laulu is not married.
I'm not married.
So a lot of this is like,
this is theoretical.
Yes.
But here's the thing, right? I feel like
because my opinion has kind of changed.
I get what your opinion is.
Before it was a deal breaker. If I hear cheat, what did I hear you say?
I feel like.
But now
I feel like the way I'm actually built. So all this is chakra, to be honest. The way I'm actually built, I'm actually quite soft. So I know that in my heart of hearts, I want to do everything in order to make things work.
Yeah.
Even if that sort of thing has happened.
Okay.
But I think that there needs to be signs from the other person that that's even a journey you can go on. Yeah, there needs to be remorse. There needs to be consistency in showing you that
it will never.
Yes, absolutely.
You can't say sorry and then repeat the same thing. That's not sorry.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that it's just important that those things come into hand when you're figuring out if you want it to be a deal breaker for you. Me personally, I feel like it is a deal breaker, but it may not be a deal breaker for me in marriage.
Yeah. If I'm with
that's not to say that I won't be livid.
Oh God, yes.
And I'll consider doing some very, very harmful things.
To yourself or to him?
To him. Why am I harming myself?
I won't do all that stuff. I've gone past that stage.
I will show you a video. See what this woman did. She waited for her time. God helped her.
What did she do? What did she do?
Her husband was cheating, serial
Yeah.
cheater. He had girlfriends here, there, everywhere. So then he said, oh no, I'm not cheating. He removed his communication with all his babes from his phone to his email. And the guy got sick. He had an accident. He had a stroke. He was in the hospital. She now found email. She was looking in his email for something important for the hospital. She now found streams of conversations with different babes. So now he's still in the hospital. She kept her cool. She was looking after him. It was time to bring him home. She now got in contact with all of the babes. There were 3 major ones. She now messaged all of them that, oh, I'm home. You should come and stay with me in the house for a week. My wife has gone away. Blah, blah, blah. The girls were like, oh, where your wife, man? Oh, no, she's away. Blah, blah, blah. That man landed in the house and he wasn't able to walk at that time. So she was carrying him, feeding him, bathing him.
Doing everything
for him. So then she invited the first girl to come on the Monday. She came. She locked the house and collected the key. She said, see this man that you've been chopping his money, doing everything. Come and look after him now in this situation. All 3 of those women came in the week. They were even turning up their nose when it was time to change him and bathe him.
Ew.
And the thing is...
Personal care.
The thing is, like, I'll summarize it because she called into a radio station to tell this story. Can you imagine? At the end, she was like, the guy was really embarrassed, first of all, because no guy wants the women
side chick.
He doesn't want his side chick to see him in that level of weakness. And she was like, me, I'm here doing this willingly, and the girls that you're out here spending your money on, getting sick for, could not even do half of what I'm doing.
No, they can't.
They came into the house and they were turning their nose at your weakness. You see? And so she says till today he's behaving himself. But I just think, oh, that's a beautiful way to pay back.
It's very, very damaging when a guy cheats. It's very, I think that's not the worst thing that could happen, but close to it. Do you know what I mean? Like, if someone does that to me, the trust is already gone. Let's forget the trust. There's no trust anywhere. And I'm not promising. I know this sounds really bad, and I don't know. It's not of revenge, but I'm not promising that I'll be totally faithful. If you know what I mean. I might not physically cheat, but trust me, I'm gonna emotionally be cheating. I'm gonna have someone that I talk to that I trust, and it's not gonna be you, because obviously
you can't.
Do you know what? That thing has just damaged everything. Can we just not do it?
That's what I'm saying. Just don't. There's no point even. I feel like.
But you know what? Can we justify cheating? Because I've had instances where, you know, maybe
I don't feel like there's ever
no, you can justify it. Wait, listen to this. Yeah, I know women that they've got the sex drive. There's nothing wrong with them. They're young, beautiful, able, and then the man, they're able to do able God. You know, there's nothing wrong with them. And then the man, on the other hand, has something like he's sick, you know, like,
or impotent,
and this a lot of
erectile dysfunction.
They have it. Or sometimes both of them are even beefing each other.
So
wait. We're not beefing for like a couple of weeks. We're beefing for like 5 years. I know women that the men hasn't moved to them for 5 years. 5 years sounds like 5 million.
Yeah, but if you've not had sex with your wife for 5 years, you're getting it from somewhere. It's even
but if the guy is getting it from somewhere and the woman is being godly and sweet,
she's being godly and sweet.
She shouldn't. That's what I'm saying.
Why shouldn't she?
5 years. You're not moving close to me.
It's just a suffering. It's a form of suffering that she has to enjoy, isn't it?
Hell no.
So basically,
well, you shouldn't do that. Why are you doing?
So basically, you're saying that because he's making her to suffer, that she too, since he's sinning, she should join him and enter her own life.
But Lola, you cannot be in a marriage with somebody for 5 years. He's not coming any close to you. Everybody has their separate rooms. The marriage is basically ended, but we're trying to just keep it cool, maybe because of the children or the family. You're enjoying yourself. I'm enjoying myself. I mean,
I feel like. And this is my perspective. A lot of people wouldn't agree with me. But I believe that consequences never just end with you. and you can see the fruit of that. All you have to do, and this isn't the story, this isn't everyone's story that comes from a polygamous household, but all you have to do is look at a polygamous household, or look at a household where the dad has cheated, and what that kind of opens up for the children. Like, I don't think it's ever just about the two people in the marriage, because the marriage is like a foundation which the family is built on. So for you to now do because he's doing, I don't feel like it makes
but
any
that's
logical
different.
sense.
You know, I'm not gonna do because you're doing for talking a couple of weeks.
No,
I'm married to a guy. He's so angry at me for 5 years. He's not doing it.
I understand. At that point, yeah. If after 5 years you haven't touched me, yeah.
What we even say? 5 years is a lot. Are you mad?
Wait. This is a worst case scenario. God forbid this could
No, but
ever
it
happen.
happens all the time.
No. But
it happens all the time. I know men that sometimes.
And also, men.
Wait.
No.
One
Also,
more thing.
men can hate a woman and still sleep with her. So why is he not touching her?
Because they're not attracted. No, some men they're very horrible. They don't do things with their wives, but they'll go and do times 10 of it outside.
Okay, I feel like in a scenario where that guy hasn't touched you for 5 years, I would just want the relationship to end. I would just rather than going out and cheating. I don't see any reason for continuing the relationship in that sort of scenario. As far as I'm concerned,
happy with
rather
that.
just
I don't have a problem with divorce when it comes to that point.
Let's just end the relationship if that's going to be the case.
But I'm not going to be doing Sister Mary for 5 years while you're testing everything in the skirt.
Me personally, I feel like if it's a thing where that person keeps abusing me, and
that's a very abusive. You see, that's not even physical.
But that's toxicity. That's what I'm saying. And after 5 years, to be honest, that relationship was over a long time ago now. So me personally, I feel like your blinkers and your indicators need to be alert, because everybody knows, and I'm pretty sure everybody knows the point or the time or the season at which their relationship turned. Everybody does.
We don't like to admit it.
Everybody knows.
But we just package and pretend like it's working. No, you know when your marriage is not working.
Exactly. You know when things have turned. So unless you're really ready to go back to that point and start working
and work on it, and both agree, this thing there, it don't spoil. Yeah. Let's try and pick this thing up. Let's try and wake it up. Let's try and put some life into it. Yeah. And if you cannot do that, you know what time it is. We're not going to be here pretending.
Yeah, there's no point.
Me, I don't have time to pretend.
And that's not even like...
you said something earlier that you would deal with him, do I have energy for that?
I mean...
I'm a business, but I don't have
time. But I'm also thinking about my emotional self. Like, yes, like that's your logical self will say, I don't have time for that. I'm busy. I've got businesses to run. I've got friends to love, people to care for, children to love, blah blah blah. But the reality is, actually, that's the height of betrayal, because it's like there's friendship betrayals, like you stole 1 million from me, you ran away. There's those kind of situations, and then there's somebody that I face you face me, somebody that I share my body with. That's a different level. Very painful. So I can't tell you that I'll just be still and not.
Have you been cheated on before?
No.
Okay.
Thank God.
Have I been cheated on before?
Have you been cheated on before?
Not that I know of. Do you think I have?
I don't think you have.
I don't think I have. But this is me probably being like stupid right now, and the person's probably watching the video like, I cheated on you. Well, not that I know of. Yeah. So I'm just gonna leave it as a no.
I haven't been cheated on, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I know how the intensity of feelings in general. Let's even come out of like lovey-dovey. Just how intentional and I know what sort of person I am. I'm a very loyal person by nature. So for me, that is that's betrayal.
Definitely.
And I feel like you do a lot of building
when it gets to that point. And I know it's very difficult.
Get back into my heart, because that's
difficult.
Disrespect.
Because some people don't even believe in divorce.
And the thing is, I think that spectrum is a spectrum, and I would say I sit probably more towards not going for divorce than going for divorce. However, I feel like in that scenario, I've been sat there for 5 years. What am I doing? Let's end this thing. I beg. I'm basically single, unless I know. And this is where it's tricky, because some people are like, pray for him, he will change.
Okay. We're praying now. We're gonna pray.
Because like that, in some scenarios, that's actually some
and then they'll come and give you
story.
HIV, and then before
forbid.
you know all this.
See, let me tell you. In the scenario where somebody is cheating and they're a serial cheater, you don't have access to my body
Continuously.
anymore. What? You better continue sleeping out there because you don't have access to my body anymore until I can trust you and there's proof, and that until there's change in behavior. There's no access to my what. So we are now sharing toilet brushes.
So the answer is,
God forbid.
it's a deal breaker depending on the situation.
Yeah.
And it's not even like I'm justifying it. But you know what, yeah, if you're married to, like, I don't know, Simon Cowell, I will not divorce him, say he cheated.
Okay, so so money has now entered.
Does that make me a gold digger? No, but
okay, that's probably why a lot of Nigeria's bourgeoisie, like the high class, a lot of them are cheating on each other.
Oh, yeah.
But they don't divorce because of power agreements. Like they're together not just because they're in love, but because of money and business. And to be honest, marriage is a business.
Don't
decision.
say Nigeria, just in general. Even in this country, we
Across
have people where,
but we're Nigerian, so I'm speaking.
So, like even we here, okay.
Yeah.
Generally, it's not easy to just go your separate ways when you have businesses.
Well, you can
wealth
if
together,
you're
children
Melinda
together.
Gates.
Story for another day.
She's very wise because she took half. I said, "Cool share." Well done, my dear. And the thing is, I really thought, because I watched their documentary a few months ago, I thought, oh, they're such a cute couple. She's managed him because, you know, he has coins going, and she too, she probably has coins going, but his own is more visible. So I was like, oh, they're cute, they're managing each other. And then a few months down the line, you hear that they're divorcing because he's been cheating.
Yeah.
Well,
but most of those guys are cheating.
no, but
and the women, I don't even want us to have the mentality that it's just a man. Women cheat.
Women do cheat.
Oh my God.
Because who are the men cheating with?
Women as well, yeah.
Who are the men cheating with?
With other women. Women cheat, and they're
married women as well, and we're better at it, if I can say that.
Professional cheaters.
We're a lot better at cheating.
Very swiftly, you know. Very clean job. But we're not encouraging cheating.
No,
don't do it. You know what? We all don't have to be married. Married is not like ultimate. You don't have to be in a relationship if you cannot respect, you know, the agreements, the vows,
the institution of marriage.
The institution of marriage, the covenant. You know, don't do it. It's not like we all have to be married, because you know what? Some people genuinely cannot be faithful. It doesn't matter what they do.
But do you know? Okay, so some people feel like that is a nature thing in men. Like there's a part of men that's not naturally wired to be monogamous.
Yes.
Right, and so therefore a man will always struggle to be faithful. It doesn't mean that he cheats, but he has to be disciplined about his decision to be with one woman. And I feel like equally women. However, there are things that people do. If say you want to marry, let's say you want to be a committed person, right? I think that how you govern your sexual appetite and your, like, how you do dating and relationships should reflect this. Like, if you want to be monogamous, then you can't be jumping out of multiple beds all of the time, because you're actually training yourself to like buffet. And then what will you do when you're now trapped with a ring and a certificate? You're used to buffet.
There's something called open relationship, open marriage. It's just an agreement. So this thing is agreement. I know your Niger side is like hell. Your Christian side is like hell. No.
I mean, I am a Christian and I'm quite devout. So I would never be okay with an open marriage. And
but people that are okay with it just have some kind of agreement so that nobody's heart is being broken.
But this is the thing, even in open, we've seen so many open relationships come out in the media, and obviously we don't know the ins and outs. Tiny and T.I., they had an open relationship, and then it was all okay until he started cheating with a particular person. She was like, I don't want this anymore, we're getting a divorce. Jada Pinkett and Will Smith, I had an entanglement.
What is that?
Please, people. Please.
No, but that's an agreement between them.
That's what I'm saying, but it ended up messing up. They, in both scenarios,
that really hurt me. Like I was
from
part
what
of that
both
marriage.
of them have said
Yeah.
in the public and what both couples have shared, it seems that there was an agreement, and at some point someone in the agreement was no longer happy with the agreement. And that's why I'm just like, I'm not risking it. I'm not telling.
It's not for everyone.
I'm not telling my husband or like if you're a man, if your wife wants to try different flavors. If you want different flavors, don't come and marry me.
And what if you go and enjoy that flavor more than
go away?
Maybe you're used to like your strawberry, and then you go out to try vanilla.
If you like buffet, just be serial dating. Don't be telling people that you want a relationship.
Yeah, and then commit with
it's disrespectful.
It doesn't.
And also you end up hurting people, because the thing is that people who want monogamy, who want to settle down, who just want to be with a person, you can't now come. Like, if you know that's what somebody wants and they genuinely want it, don't come and now try and
change them.
Yeah, introduce something else, because
it's not for
they'll
them.
end up feeling hurt, because what their actual dream is monogamy.
Yeah,
they're probably only going down that open relationship because it will make you happy, because that's what we do in
and it's all
relationships.
temporary happiness, because in the long run the real person always shows through. The real person will come out, and if it's not for them, it's not for them. So from the onset, please spell this thing out. You know, where we going, where we're heading. And if you start feeling like this thing is not for me anymore, because I feel like sometimes some marriages could have been saved with a lot of, if people are open about it and you talk about these things, the wahala, you just save yourself money, stress, heartbreaks. You know, sometimes it's just a matter of having a conversation. It's a very tough conversation, but if you have to have that conversation, I mean, I'm not scared to tell somebody, hey, baby boy, this thing is not working.
Oh, I don't like how you're doing that.
Are you gonna improve?
Oh, you know, you need to switch up. Maybe you know, someone
put a little bit of Maggie.
Yeah,
and some
learning things together.
You know?
And that's, you're also going to talk about sexual compatibility, right?
Lola said she doesn't believe in sexual.
I don't believe in sexual compatibility.
Are you mad?
I don't. Do you know?
Some people are not sexually compatible.
Hear me out.
And they should not even be chilling together, because it's a serious conversation you need to have.
Here's my thing. I think that compatibility works in personality types, but in sex and intimacy, I don't feel like there's compatibility. There's high sex drive and low sex drive and medium sex drive. There's different preferences, but there's not compatibility in sex, because even if your sex is good, right, you will. Every person that you sleep with doesn't like the same things.
True.
So you're adjusting and you're not trying to be compatible with them, because what you're doing is you're learning about that new person and ensuring that you're able to pleasure each other in that relationship.
So maybe it's language, because we're basically...
You feel like it's
kind
semantics.
A little bit of that. And I feel like we're saying the same thing, but in different ways. So compatibility in the sense that this is your thing. Your thing might not necessarily be my thing, but I'm that freaky. I want to try your thing. It's just, to me, it's learning, and I'm open to learning, and I feel like we're like on the same wavelength.
But do you not find that?
Because I don't want, you know what I don't want? I don't want someone that
anyway. In an intimate relationship.
But some people genuinely do not have the drive at all.
But if you're with someone who is not like, there's this saying that there's needful sex and then there's like lovemaking sex, right? So that one is like passionate, we're both into it, we both want it. But then the needful sex is like, do you know what? You kind of need to have the mentality of being a convenience store. Like, you're not always going to be, I mean, I wouldn't know because I'm not out here doing the sex, you know.
Yeah.
But so I hear from married folk and friends and stuff, it's like, you need to be available for the needs of your spouse. So in essence, you're serving each other.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't see that as compatibility, because the thing is, if I go into marriage,
but you're consenting to it, you're happy about it, it's not a rape thing, it's not like I don't want it, I'm just doing I still kind of want it.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you understand?
And that's why I don't feel like it's compatibility. I think it rather, or maybe it's the semantics of it, and we need to not call it compatibility, but rather if you're someone who has very high sex drive, or like you like very explorative things, and maybe you're in a relationship with someone who's a novice. Maybe their level is 2, your own is 17.
Yeah, but are they eager to learn? Do they want to
That's
learn
what I mean.
about it?
Like
are they
the
interested?
openness. So that person who has a higher sex drive needs to now exercise patience.
For how long?
No. They should exercise patience because that's why you're with them. You're not with them to just get what you want and bounce.
Laulu, please. Let's encourage people to be on the same page and have this conversation.
But here's the thing. You can't. Okay, I'm gonna speak from a Christian point of view at this point.
So I'm not a Christian.
I'm just saying, like, for those of you that
I'm not saying you should explore. Wait. I'm not saying you should explore before. But you know what? Some people are so holier than godly that they don't even want to talk about it.
Absolutely.
We have to talk about it before we get married.
Absolutely. Okay, if that's what you're talking about, yes, I can't date a guy that I can't talk about sex with because it like, what are we doing? Because at some point I'm gonna be like, babe, like that actually really turns me on, and
it
he's
doesn't
like,
matter.
oh no, the blood of Jesus.
No,
dude.
No.
Like, does your body move, or like what's going on?
And then sometimes people say things like, oh, because I'm a virgin, I don't really. Please stop this virgin story. Everybody was a virgin at some point,
right?
And I probably had more to say than people that were even doing it. Do you know what I mean? Like, we still have to talk about these things. And everyone should be comfortable about talking about it. On average, we read things, we hear. Let's not play up now.
But I think that's to do with culture more than it is to do with compatibility. Because
culture plays a big role. Yeah, I can tell you that much.
Some people are actually some people come across as frigid and closed off to sexual conversations. Not in a sensual way, like you're trying to make someone sin, but like just being open about, oh my gosh, like, yeah. That
outdoor,
turned me on.
Indoor.
You know what I mean? Like, that was actually really hot.
Updoor.
But I think because people experience a lot of shame around talking about sex in general. If you're not able to have conversations about sex, you should not be having sex with that person, and they should not have
later.
They should not be have that level of access to you emotionally or
now
physically.
Or later. Because you need to talk about it. You actually need to talk about it.
It's problematic.
Very. Save yourself the wahala.
So even if that feeds into, because I hear some crazy things from my uncles when they're sitting down and they're drinking their little whiskeys and they're talking to their friends. They're like, oh, if a woman's not giving him what he wants, he has no choice but to step out. I'm just like, how? Because that's not the only reason you're there. Like, even if you do sex,
but that's to tell you
hours,
that this sex thing is actually a big deal, and I feel like we're actually underplaying the
maybe
seriousness.
Maybe we're just addicts and they don't know it.
No, they're not. I don't think they're. But we need to talk about these things. It's very important. It's very, very important. I feel like. I was even going to say maybe if you're older, it might not be like a priority. But listen, I know people in their 50s and 60s and they are even more freaky than people in their 30s.
I pray so, because really and truly, just because you're 50 doesn't mean you should stop having sex. I beg.
Things are happening now. Little things, talk about these things. It's not that uncomfortable. God created this thing, right?
Right.
So
everything at its time. I think that.
And we're even talking about in marriage. So what is the issue having sex in marriage and exploring and enjoying yourself?
A lot of the time it's like,
because my own problem now, men are doing things outside that they're not even doing with their wives, and that's pissing me off. Wait. That's irritating.
Who told you this?
I know they are. Lola, I know this.
You should listen. Lola has the gist.
And it's pissing me off. Like, why are you guys doing this?
I think
guys talk to me like, oh, my wife would not be up to that. I'm like, why? Why would she not be up to that kind of thing? Like, it's fun. They can't even have that conversation.
I'm not involved. I'm not married. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not married.
Do you know what? So back to the topic. Cheating is not necessarily a deal breaker depending on the situation. I think the most important thing is the person needs to be like, they need to be sorry.
Yeah,
they need to really mean it. It's not like just sorry and like it needs to be a sorry, I will never do it again.
And they need to win you back at the end of the day.
Everything possible. Do everything. Take some assault. Go up and down. Fall on the floor. Cry. Scream. Do whatever you have to do just to make sure.
And this is more specifically to men. I think that men sometimes, like, if you are someone who has cheated, I think sometimes guys have this entitlement, like, oh, I said sorry, so she should get over it. But I feel like that's problematic, because you think that means that you don't actually understand the weight of what you
and it's gonna happen again.
Yeah, you didn't understand the weight of what you actually did, and the fact that you should, if you actually understand the weight of what you did, you would understand that something like that is actually quite hard to forgive. It's like someone, I mean, I wouldn't weigh the two, but I'm sure the pain is equally the same. Like, it's like someone killing my sibling. It's a bit different. Wait. Let me expand. It hits a different part of your heart because they're your sibling, not your lover, but it still hurts the heart. Do you get what I mean?
It's painful.
Yeah. So I think that if you're not willing to understand that actually that process that you have to go through to win someone's heart back could be hard, and it's not going to be easy, and you may not even win your family back. I'm sorry to say, because that's part of consequences. You chose to step out, whether you were drunk on lust, whether the bomb
by
was
accident,
whether. Anyway, I was gonna say something very cheeky, but I'm gonna mind myself. But like these, I think the reality is we need to weigh the consequences. Like,
is it worth it?
It's a choice.
You know what you have. Is it that?
Cheers.
Special? Cheers to what? What are we cheering to? To water. The weather out there. To not cheating. Hashtag
be
not
loyal.
Cheating. Be loyal. Be faithful.
Keep it in your pants.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching, for listening to us. I'm so happy to be with Lola. I haven't seen you this year. 2021.
We've spoken on the phone now.
Speaking on the phone is different from actually seeing the person.
It's
You're
been
still
a
the
while.
same person though.
Yeah.
I'm a bit different. Obviously.
So me, I'm not different.
No, you look the same. You feel the same. I think you're so mature now. I cannot believe it. I keep saying
She's
that.
always comparing me to my 16-year-old self, and I'm like, I'm 25 now. What do you want from me? I should have matured. Hello.
You mature so much. Like, God, I love it. I'm loving it.
Thank you.
So yeah, thank you for
tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, and wait, is it follow? Is it like?
Comment down below.
Like, subscribe.
Which one is
and
it?
also
Share it.
Share.
Yes.
Share. If you liked this conversation, share it.
If
you want me back, let me know in the comments.
We want you back. I'm sure they want you back.
If you want me back, let me know in the comments. I'll be back. Also, you can follow Lola at... Do you have plug your socials now?
No, I'm gonna put everything on my
Okay, so you can follow me at...
This video is gonna be so long, I'm so scared. How many?
You can follow me at Ms Olaoluwa. My battery is dying.
33 minutes.
Yeah, you do 2 parts, me.
Okay.
And no.
Okay.
Keep anticipation.
Okay. All right.
What do you see? You forget. Anyway, you can follow me at Ms Olaoluwa on Instagram or on Twitter at This Is Olaoluwa, but I don't really tweet. I just pre people.
So we'll just stick to Instagram.
Instagram.
All right then. All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Boom.